Who is the prophet like Moses? The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 18, points to the prediction of the coming of a prophet who would be similar to Moses. The rabbis do not show much interest in this new Moses and downplay his role as a great prophet, or I would say a prophet par excellence. To them, he seems like any other ordinary prophet. There is disagreement among them regarding his identity. Some believe him to be Joshua, Moses' successor. Others believe he is Ezra, the priest and scribe. Still others, such as Jewish groups like Essenes and Samaritans, believe that he has yet to come. Even during Jesus' time, the Jews expected the arrival of the prophet like Moses. In the New Testament, book of John chapter 1, verse 24 to 25, it states, "The Pharisees who had been sent asked John, 'If you are not the Messiah, why are you baptizing people? Why are you doing that if you aren't Elijah or the prophet like Moses? We've been expecting.'" In John chapter 6, verses 14 to 15, Jesus denies being that prophet, or else he would have led the people like Moses. After the people saw the sign Jesus performed, they began to say, "Surely this is the prophet who is to come into the world." Jesus, knowing that they intended to come and make him king by force, withdrew again to a mountain by himself. To understand how important this prophet like Moses is, we need to examine a specific verse in the Torah and connect it with another verse. By doing so, we can comprehend his significance compared to other Hebrew prophets after Moses. In Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 18, God says, "I will raise up for them a prophet like you, Moses, from among their brethren, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I command him." While in Numbers chapter 12, verses 6 to 8, God says, "Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I the Lord will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him I speak face to face, clearly and not in riddles. He sees the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses?" This is a characteristic of Moses as a prophet of God, as compared with the prophets who have followed him in the Torah. The greatest miracle performed by Moses was parting the sea, resulting in the drowning of Pharaoh and his charioteers. On the other hand, Allah bestowed upon Prophet Muhammad a prophetic sign, ayat, in the Quran, that Allah would preserve Pharaoh's body for his later ummah and generations to witness. Allah says in Surah 10, verses 90 to 92 of the Quran, "And we delivered the children of Israel across the sea. Pharaoh and his troops pursued them defiantly and aggressively, until when he was about to drown, he said, 'I believe that there is no God except the one whom the children of Israel believe in, and I am one who submits.' Now, when you have rebelled before and been among those who cause corruption, today we will preserve your body, O Pharaoh, so that you may be a sign for those after you. But most people are heedless of our signs." In this context, the divine narrative involving an act of God is divided into two parts. The first part was given to Moses and his generation, while the latter part was given to Muhammad and his followers as a sign of the end of the age. Does this Quranic sign testify that Muhammad is indeed the prophet like Moses? Yes, Allah himself confirms in the Quran that Muhammad is indeed the prophet like Moses foretold and described in both the Torah and Gospel as mentioned before. Allah in the Quran, Surah 7, verse 157 says, "Those who follow the messenger, the unlettered prophet, whom they find written in what they have of the Torah and the Gospel, who enjoins upon them what is right, and forbids them what is wrong, and makes lawful for them the good things, and prohibits for them the evil, and relieves them of their burden, and the shackles which were upon them. So they who have believed in him, honored him, supported him, and followed the light which was sent down with him, it is those who will be the successful."